everybody, what's going on? Got today a review for the movie Limitless, starring Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro. And boy, was this movie awesome. This is a good movie right here. This is an example of a movie I thought had a really cool premise, and I was like, oh man, if they do this right, this could be just so awesome. And they do. They take the premise and they do awesome things with it. So let's get into it. Alright, the story is of a struggling writer. His name is Eddie, and he's played by Bradley Cooper, and he's just not able to write this book that he's gotten a contract for. So somehow he runs into his ex-wife's brother, and they start talking, and he says, look, I got something for you. They call it NZT, and it's a drug that lets you, instead of using 20% of your brain, use all of it. And basically what the drug does is it makes everything really clear, and you just can understand everything at every moment. And I'm just going to get right to it. Movie is amazing. Amazing movie. And I'm going to break it down for you. Performances, superb. Okay, Bradley Cooper really blew me away with this. I had heard that he was good, but he was really, really good. There were moments where I was like, you're gonna die! And he didn't die, but he was gonna die! And he almost, the movie goes to great places with his performance. Really, really solid. This shows that he's not just a pretty boy. Really, really believable performance on his behalf. And to get to Robert De Niro. Now, I don't know about you guys, but recently, whenever I saw Robert De Niro, I was like, oh, Robert De Niro's in this. He does a lot of crap. Like, I mean, just recently he did that Little Fockers movie, which I didn't see, but heard was terrible. And he did that movie with Al Pacino and 50 Cent, which I really did not like. I was like, this is some trash. You really should go back to the, Taxi Driver, back to those guys. And he gets back and he does something good. There was a moment in this movie where Robert De Niro really impressed me, where I actually was like really believing his performance, and I was like, and at that moment I caught myself, I was like, wow, he just redeemed himself for me. And that was a really cool moment, I thought. And also another thing that makes this movie great, the story and plot, which is necessary for a movie to be good, is really, really engaging and really interesting in this movie. And to top it off, this director is amazing. He is someone who really reminds me of Darren Aronofsky, or Christopher Nolan, just someone who I think is going to get huge after this. This was, I can't believe I'd never heard of anything else they did, because this was truly amazing, the direction. I loved it. Now, who knows, he might be a one-note pony, and his other movies might turn out kind of like this, but taking this movie for what it is, there are moments that are just jaw-droppingly amazing. It's almost exactly like an art film in some ways, but it's done so beautifully and so amazing, and it really just kicks it up a notch. Really just takes it up, just from being a really good movie, just kicks it up to amazing. And now, to get to my only issue about this movie, it's this tiny, tiny, tiny little plot hole that they have where, not to spoil anything, but at one point Bradley Cooper really needs to call someone, and he looks at his phone and it says no signal. Now, I completely understand why they made this decision, but they could have had something been like, because he's at this certain place often, and it could have been explained why he had no service, but nevertheless took nothing away from the movie at all. It was still brilliantly done. Loved the script for this movie. Really clever. I saw this with a bunch of stupid people, I can tell you that much, because no one was laughing at jokes. But I was like, ah ha ha, ah hee hee. I was laughing my ass off at this movie at some parts. It was really clever and really funny at some parts. So, to get to the end of this, if you can't tell, I love this movie. It was great. Go see this in theaters. You need to see this in theaters. Seeing it on the big screen makes it twice as trippy. It is glorious to look at. This is probably going to be one of my favorite movies to come out this year. I'm so happy how this turned out. I'm giving this a rating of amazing. This is a great movie. I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. So click the button somewhere, type stuff down there, say that you don't like me, I don't care, man, and hit subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.